Hello, 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 everyone. It's an amazing day. Wow. It's the beginning of a beautiful week. Are you ready for these people? Yes, we are ready, right? I know. Put it in the comment section if
Absolutely.
you are. Yeah. Happy Sunday to you. And we bring good tidings from you to you from here.
hmm
So, yeah,
hmm
it's another episode of Be Inspired to Be You, right? And today I have with me in the house an amazing lady. Yes, she's been here before, and upon request, we need to bring her back. And today, again, we'll be talking about a topic that is very sensitive, okay? Embracing change with confidence. We all know that change is the only thing that is constant, and we want to deal with that today. And that is why she's specially invited to come talk to us about this. So, Josephine, it's very, very great to have you here. Can we meet you, please?
Thank you so much for having me, here, sis, and it's great to be back. I hope you're doing well and all the viewers are doing well today.
Right. All right.
So,
Thank you. Okay, go ahead.
no, feel free. I just wanted to share a bit about me for those of the viewers that don't know me. So,
Mhm.
like you said, my name is Josephine. I'm currently residing in Belgium. I'm a wife. I'm a mom to three kids. The eldest being 6 years, the youngest one just turning two. I'm a industrial engineer by profession, so in chemistry, and I'm actually practicing as a research scientist. So that's a bit about me.
Wow. Thank you so much. And I know we would like to know more later towards the end of this, right? Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And we all know that change is the only thing that is constant, right? And change is ever present force in our lives. It's a
Mhm.
constant companion on our journey and personal professional evolution. Why
Yeah.
it often brings uncertainty, fear, and discomfort. Of course, we
Mhm.
can't do without change because
Yeah.
change is the only thing that is constant, and comes with it are a lot of opportunities, right? So I want to ask you this evening to give us a kind of a little bit of introduction into what you term or how you see change,
Okay.
especially at this time and age.
Okay. So, like you said, change is something that's inevitable. At the moment, the time that we live in, everything is moving. Like everything is changing. The only thing that is certain at this moment is change. Okay. So, change is something we cannot be kind of like exempting ourselves on because even whether we like it or not, it's pulling us with it. Okay. Like you said, there's a lot going on, especially when we find ourselves in the digital era. Everything is changing like a snap. The way we did things traditionally in the past, it doesn't work anymore. Somehow, some form, if you don't adapt to change, you get left behind, unfortunately. So, to me, it's simple. Change is something you just need to go with. It's as simple as that.
Wow. Thank
Yeah.
you so much, for emphasizing that change
Mm,
is something we all need to go, on with without
yes.
giving excuses, right?
Mm,
Because the world itself is always evolving. So I want to ask you because, a whole lot of people are resistant. They are kind of, assistant when it comes to
mhm.
change. So I want to ask you, what are the main factors that make people to be resistant to change, right? And
Mhm.
how can they actually overcome this resistance?
Okay. So I think a lot of people are sometimes afraid of change. I think that is the word I'm putting out there. It's the fear of unknown. Okay. And in assumption, also, most of us assume that change is something negative. Okay. So I already brought two things out there, fear and assuming it being something negative. These are things that kind of like stop people in their steps for change. But unfortunately, I'll have to say to them that they are not thinking straight, okay? Because when you say you are afraid of the unknown, the unknown can be something that you need to just learn for it to become known, okay? Despite the fact that it's unknown to you, doesn't have to remain unknown to you, okay? So despite you are afraid, They say that the most important thing that you need to do in life is to be afraid, but still do things anyway. That is what we call courage, okay? So yes, you can be afraid. Yes, you can be scared, but still take that step to want to know more. Because on the other side of fear is always growth, okay? So I will say this. Don't assume, don't assume that whatever change is coming is negative because that's never the case. It's just that you don't know it and you need to figure out and get to know it so that you know what that change is. So this is what I'll say. Like, I know people are resistant, but they shouldn't be. I know that it's difficult, yes, but still take that step and check it out. See what that change is about and then learn about it and then know what to do next. Okay.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
This is really, really power packed. Wow. Let me just take a breath because I hear you spit out a whole lot of things here.
Mhm.
One, don't ever assume that change is negative,
Yeah.
right? And
Absolutely.
don't assume that, if you don't make inquiry, if you don't take those steps, okay,
Hmm.
to make your findings, it will always remain unknown to you. But
Exactly.
if you embrace that change, you will get to know things that you do not know, right?
Hmm.
Wow, that is
Exactly.
power pack. Thank you so much. Now that will bring me to a kind of a personal question to you, right?
Okay.
So,
Hmm.
I, we got to know in our business, right? In our
Yeah.
digital business. And I know you were not you were not where you are now some couple
Hmm.
years ago,
Hmm.
right? So can you share like a personal experience of a time, I mean, when embracing business had a significant impact on your own life or career?
Yes. So I'm glad you brought this up because I am just going to talk about our business here. Okay. Like I mentioned, I'm an engineer, so I'm pretty okay paid. But initially, like pre-pandemic, I have young kids, like I said, and I had to bring them to the daycare. I had to kind of like give them away to other people to take care of them whilst I rushed to work, literally rushed to work through traffic, through all that. Get to work stressed out already even before the day begins, and then you're rushing back to be on time to pick them. And then whilst you're in the midst of all these rushing, you come back and you hear, oh, your baby boy took his first step today, and you were
Hmm.
not there. Oh, they said mama or papa today, and I was not there. So there was a lot of mom guilt I was going through. Like, you want to make out that career, but you're missing out on the whole front. You're missing on the things that are important to you. Okay. And I knew it couldn't keep this way because I also wanted to spend that time with them. So something had to change. And this is where we come back to our topic of change. Now, what exactly needed to change? I kind of like had an idea that it was about cutting down on hours at work. But that means you're going to be losing income on here that is going to be taken away from you because you're going to change that. And that comes again with that fear of unknown because what if you have your bills coming in? How are you going to foot that bills? How are you going to make things work out family wise? Okay. So I had my fear, but I knew if I didn't change, this mom guilt will get worse. And I know I'm not giving them what they deserve. Okay. So despite that fact, I decided to look for a way to make that change. Okay. And that brought me to this. Like I looked and I looked and I searched looking for the change. But maybe I'm a difficult person because everything I saw didn't resonate with me. I probably my checklist was too long, I don't know. But once I saw this, I didn't know anything about this. Like I am a science girl. I don't know anything about IT. So it's gonna be a major change having me to just sit down, trust the process, trust the flow, and just give it my all. And that's what I did. I didn't get it all. I didn't know it all, but I was willing to change and I was willing to go through that process of change. And here we are now. Now I've cut down on hours. Now Wednesdays, school closes half day here, okay? 12 o'clock, I'm one of those parents standing there waving at them, saying, hey, mommy is here to pick you up. They are not going to aftercare, staying till 5, 6 p.m., you picking them up, and it's just two or three kids left with them.
Wow.
And that is what I've gained from that change. That courage I had to take that change. So when we bring it personal, family life has been impacted major with this me taking that whole step to change things. Yeah.
Wow. Thank you so much for pouring out your heart to us. Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you. And we all know, of course, that the family is the smallest unit of the society, right?
Yes.
And the which means the family has a major role to
Yeah.
play, especially when it comes to, encouraging and supporting its members in embracing change, right? So what ways will you suggest that family, or what roles can they play? How can they implement or encourage these changes, or its members to embrace those changes? I mean, in the society, to be better individuals.
Okay, so I'm going to look at this question from a parental aspect.
Right.
Me being a mom towards the kids, with my husband being the dad towards the kids. The Bible even say, train up a child in the way they should go, that when they
And
grow, they
when they
don't
grow up,
depart
they
from
will
it.
not depart
Okay,
from it.
we are the living examples that they are looking at. We are the living examples that they are taking their notion on how to treat life and themselves from. Okay. So if we want to encourage change and support, then we have to embody it. We need to show them the way. So from the parents out there, this is a call out to all of us that if we want to encourage the family unit to grow and to be encouraged to support them to want to go through changes, then we need to lead that by example. We need to show them the way. I don't think there's any other better way to do that than to show practically, not just preaching it, but to show practically. So, this is what I'll say. If you want your kids to be reading books, for example, then you take a book and you read to them. You sit next to them. You take your book, you're reading, they're sitting next to you reading. Show by example. Okay. So, that's what I will say on that.
Wow. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Practicalize the change that you're preaching.
Yes,
Wow.
exactly. Exactly.
Wow. And so I know this is a little bit difficult for parents that are juggling around, doing multiple
Exactly.
jobs, because they hardly have that time, to sit down and, you know, it's not easy. And that is why we are saying,
Mhm.
embracing change can make things a lot more easier for us, because there
Yes.
are things that you can do from the comfort of your home that will
Yes.
still help you and align you with your goals of, bringing the family together,
Yes.
enjoying those milestones and everything with the family, and most especially creating positive memory. All right, people, thank you so much for being part of here. Let's know what your thoughts are on this. Put them in the comment section. Let's know where you're watching from. Yes, let's know how your Sunday is going. And
Mhm.
if possible, if you don't mind sharing with us, let's know one thing you are ready to change. Okay? Put it on the comment section. Right. So, I want to ask you, Josephine, a whole
Mhm.
lot of people believe that I want to be stable. Stability is what I preach, right?
Mhm.
I don't
Mhm.
believe in, changes every now and then. So, what
Mhm.
will you say, or how can you advise individuals to strike a balance between the need for stability and the necessity for embracing change in their lives?
Okay. So that is a very good question, by the way. But I'm just going to illustrate it with an example. Okay.
Mhm.
2020. What do we all remember 2020 now for? It was the
It's a
year,
beautiful
the
year.
big C. Yes. So it was beautiful in its own special kind of way. Yes. That is the year we all heard of the big C. Okay.
Mhm.
Now, there were people, not only in my company, but in a lot of companies around me, that have been very stable in their jobs, that have been working there 20 years, 30 years, going to 40 years. Guess what? They were used to stability. They were just probably counting down to their pension. But guess what happened that year? Most of these companies closed down. Most of these people didn't make it to their pension in that company because they got this letter saying, I'm sorry, things are not working out, the whole world is collapsing, we cannot take your services anymore. Here, a letter to compensate you. They were willing to be stable till pension, but they didn't get that chance. So, yes, you can be stable, but always know that the world can change. Okay? If there's any lesson I took from that year, is that nothing is permanent. So, you can try to be stable, but you have to make sure that you're putting things in place, things that you will only be able to put in place when you're willing to change some aspect of you. Okay. Like I started my business, for example, in 2020. Pandemic was a push. I'm not gonna lie. It was also a push I needed to look out there and find a plan B going for me. Okay. I still have my job. I'm still working my job. That is the stability we talk about. But now I've built this on the side that I'm still okay. I'm not saying I should lose my job, but if I should lose it right now, I have a backup plan. So you need to think of two ways in life. Yes, it's okay to have stability, but what if? What if this happens? What have you put in place? So be stable, but still make sure you are making some things happen. The only thing that you change things around you is with change. I just used that word in two times in
Right.
one
Mhm.
sentence. So you have to find a balance. You have to be smart. You have to be wise to not just lean on one thing and stay there. Okay. Yeah.
Wow. Thank you so much, Josephine. Wow.
Hmm.
You need to change something to embrace the change that your
Yeah.
future needs. Right?
Yes.
Hey,
Yes.
people, watching
Yes.
now, catching up on the replay. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Probably you need to come back to rewatch this again over and over again because this is
Yeah.
actually what we all need, right?
Yeah.
And we are not
Absolutely.
hearing enough of it. So
Hmm.
if there are people that you think needs to watch this episode, share it with them, okay? Because the essence of doing all of this is to give a kind of reminder to our people, not
Yeah.
to be so carried away with the so-called stability
Hmm.
and be blind to the opportunity that changes around them
Yeah.
present, right? Because those
Absolutely.
opportunities will not be there for forever. So if you
Hmm.
have it, now is the time to embrace it, right? So you talked a little bit about you know the factors that prevent people
Hmm.
from you know change,
Yeah.
and one of them is fear. So
Hmm.
I want you to elaborate more on this because this is making a whole lot of people to be skeptical about change
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
remain skeptical in that change, not
Yeah.
even doing anything. So what
Yeah.
role does fear play in people's reluctancy to embrace that change? And how can they actually overcome or manage it? This is,
Okay.
just go as bare as possible with this.
Okay, so thanks for the question. I think we touched a bit on this, but I'm going to go
Right.
there now
Mhm.
again. So, what are people afraid of? People are afraid of not knowing what is to come. Okay. And why are people afraid of what is to come? It's because they already think they have an idea of what is to come. This is fear and assumption go hand in hand. Okay. And most of us, unfortunately, human beings as we are, when we assume things, we always assume the negative.
Right.
Okay. It could be that this would not have been an issue if we were assuming, like for example, we have two roads in front of us, and we say, okay, when we go left, what if it's gonna lead us to some destruction? But what if it's gonna lead us to a salvation? But we always forget that salvation part and look at already the destruction part. Okay, so yes, fear is there because we assume always the negative. Okay, and On the other hand, we are trying to make sure that we are not taking for a ride. We don't slip. This is just an innate kind of like protective mechanism we have across us saying that, hey, be careful. This could be bad. This could be wrong. This could be whatever. And that is perfectly fine because we live in a world that we need to take care of ourselves too. Okay. But we need to also be smart. Okay. When you have a fear, when you have a fear facing you, you have to look to the facts and not assumptions. Is that fear genuinely kind of like what's my word I'm looking for? Is your fear genuinely grounded? Is it coming from something that you have facts to say you should be cautious about? Okay. If that is not the case, then I'll say check your mindset. When you find yourself being afraid because you're assuming negatively, check your mindset and catch yourself in that and say, hey, I don't know what this is about. I am assuming things that is going to be negative, but if for the same chance, it can be positive. So I need to get the facts, okay? We need to catch ourselves up when we start drifting away in our assumptions, okay? So for me to overcome it is all about your mindset, okay? Think positive when you start to assume negative, okay? And check it out, okay? Because that could be that salvation you are looking for. But imagine you just assumed, you didn't check the facts and you let it go. Then something even much worse is going to come in the future. And you know what that is? Regret. Then you have to live with regret, which is much worse than that fear that you initially assumed to have. Okay.
Wow.
So that is what I'm going to say on that. Yeah.
Thank you so much. And I'm so sure nobody wants or likes to regret the action they ought to have taken, but they failed
Exactly.
to take, right? And
Exactly.
but still, they don't have the opportunity to take those steps
Mm-hmm.
because they
Exactly.
allow the opportunity to slip by them, right? So,
Yeah.
people watching this, catching up on the replay, I don't know what that opportunity is that is,
Mm-hmm.
right around you,
Yeah.
but because you are so used to stability and you are so resistant to change, you
Mm-hmm.
decide to close your eyes to that
Mm-hmm.
opportunity. I will encourage you to take a second look at it, do your findings, okay? And like I always say, it's okay to be skeptical, it's okay to um be fearful about something, but
Yes.
do the needful about that, okay? Do the needful. Work on that fear. Why are you fearful? Why is that? Why are you skeptical?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Make your findings and come to an informed conclusion, which
Yeah.
will help you to make a good decision, right?
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
I want to ask you this. You spoke
Mm-hmm.
about mindset, especially positive and mindset, right? So I want
Mm-hmm.
to ask you, is there a connection between embracing change and personal growth? So is there any connection?
Absolutely, absolutely. Because what we talked about mindset, that's also something I just want to quickly touch on. There are two types of mindset. You have the fixed mindset and you have the growth mindset. Okay.
Right.
We should all strive to have a growth mindset because this is the way you go out there, you discover and you learn and you grow. There goes your word, grow. Okay. So
Mhm.
to grow, you need to kind of like get out of where you are comfortable, the known, to go out there and touch, feel, taste, see, learn what is out there that is going to help you go through a process of learning and then developing yourself. Okay. If you stay in your comfort zone, you've seen it all, you've done it all. There's not going to be a new challenge for you on there. It's when you step out of there. How are you going to step out of there? Is by tackling that mindset again. It's about going for that growth mindset. It's about being willing to go there, even though you don't know what it's about, still willing to go and learn. Okay. And from that, who knows, you might learn a skill you didn't know before. Who knows, you might gain knowledge about something you didn't know before. And the thing is, when we do these actions, we think it only stays with us. No. When you become better, people around of you benefit from you being better. When you fill you as a cup, then you can pour out more to the people around you. Okay. So there is a big connection between embracing change, personal growth, and development. And even I'm going to add on there also the impact to your surroundings and to the society around you. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is epic right there.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're
Thank you.
welcome.
Embrace the needed change today. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And it will help a lot in your personal growth. So, talking about personal growth, I want
Yeah.
you to, tell our audience a little bit more about, our business and how
Mm-hmm.
has it helped in your personal growth. Because, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I cannot just, I don't know. I cannot overemphasize that. So, how has it, help you in your personal growth, and in the way you've come so far in the business? And if
Yeah.
anybody out there that is looking for an opportunity or a change, what are the steps that it can take?
Oh, this is something I'm really, really passionate about. Okay. So when we started out, I talked about the change I had to go through because I wanted more time for the family. So this was my why when I started my business, okay? But little did I know that I was also going to evolve through the business, that I was also going to be a better version of myself. So I came into this with a why, and then I went through the process of training. I tackled my mindset in that process. I gained skills that I didn't have in the past. And actually, like I said, it doesn't only reflect to the business because whatever it you are your person. So whatever you are getting as new development, you are using it not only on your business but also in everything that is surrounding your life.
Right.
And that was the case going back to my work. Okay, so I am a science girl, like I said. I had no idea about IT or commercial marketing or what have you not. And now see your sister sitting in a meeting, supposed to be talking about the scientific aspects, and then I'm challenging I'm challenging the commercial people like, so what is our conversion rate? And what is that? And they're looking at me like, what are you talking about? Are you taking some classes or what? Because that's not your field. So these are things, these are skills, these are knowledge that I've acquired through the business, okay? And it's amazing that I even discovered certain talents and skills that I had that I was not even aware of. Talking to you right now, having this interview right now, you will not believe it, but I'm actually an introvert.
I know.
I'm actually an introvert. Before I came into this, if you have told me like I'll be doing series of interviews, talking to people, addressing the global community on certain topics, I would have said, no, no, no. You must be talking about my twin I didn't know about. But look at me now. This is the embodiment of what you can stand to gain when you go through change. Okay. So there's a lot I can talk about, but this business has changed me, has changed my home, has changed my finances, and name it, name it, name it. So, yes, I'm so proud. If you let me, I think we'll be here till tomorrow talking about this.
I
Okay, so
know,
I'm just going
right?
to stop.
So, for anyone that wants to be part of this or wants to
Yeah.
check it out as the change that they are, out there looking for, what is
Mhm.
the process that can go through?
So it's very easy. Okay. Help us, let us help you. Okay. What you need to do is just go out there. You see our sister's email, you see my email, whoever you resonate with, just reach out and register with your name and a valid email. Very important because we cannot reach you if you don't use your valid email. Okay.
Right.
And then we're going to reach out to you. We have webinars coming on twice per week. We're going to reach out to you with your own personalized link so you can join us there. And then you can hear about what this business has to offer for you and your loved ones, okay? And then based on that, you can make a well informed decision and say, hey, I want to check this out. And we are here to be there every step of the way with you. You don't have to do this alone, okay? That's like again one of the things I love about the business, the support. Once
Right.
you stretch your hand like, hey, I need help, we are taking your hand and we are walking beside you through the entire process. Okay. So it's as easy as that. Register with your name and your email. We'll reach out to you with a link that you can join us for the webinar. So we explain things in detail for you. And then we can see if you want to move forward, then we help you move forward. And even I say always this, like, maybe even if this is not for you, you might be that connected to someone else who needs this. You might be that person, might be the person God is using to bless that person. So come and check it out and see if this is for you and let us help you. It's as easy as
Wow.
that.
As
Yeah.
easy as that. Thank you so much,
Mhm.
sister, for bringing all these inspirations and for letting people know about what we do. So change
Mhm.
is very, very essential. It can be
Essential.
positive, it can
Mhm.
be negative, right?
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
the right time is now for you to embrace that change that you need to grow
Absolutely.
yourself, to secure the future, and to be a better version of yourself. Thank you so much for being part of here, and
Mhm.
we say bye bye until we see you in another episode. Sis Josephine, thank you.
Yes, sis. Thank
Out of
you
here.
so much for having me. It's been an absolute pleasure, sis.
Yeah. Bye bye, and we see you in our next episode.
Okay.